Julius Africanus quotes the historian Thallus in a discussion of the darkness which followed the crucifixion of Christ.
So there's multiple problems with the Thallus evidence. For one thing, this is like third-hand information. So this reference is quoted by George Sincillus, who is quoting Julius Africanus, who is then quoting Thallus. And Thallus was writing in the 2nd century. This doesn't necessarily rule it out as historical evidence, but the other information surrounding this particular section would definitely rule it out as historical evidence. So for one thing, Thallus never centers this event as happening around Judea or anywhere near Jesus was crucified. Also, another thing that makes it problematic is that the eclipse that supposedly happened during Jesus' death or right after Jesus died only occurs in the Gospels. And so that kind of lends us in the direction that it was informed by the Gospels as far as when Thallus was talking about it. But considering that Thallus never attached this event to Jesus' death or even the place where Jesus was crucified, kind of makes it sound like people are just pulling random observations of eclipses out and saying, oh, see, that proves there was an eclipse at Jesus' death. All of this was written at a time after the Gospels had been written and therefore are informed by the Gospels. And how we can know that there was nothing really special about Jesus' death, like, for example, an earthquake or this eclipse that supposedly happened, is that Paul doesn't mention any of these things happening at Jesus' death. Yeah, I mean, these are very symbolic things with the earthquake and the sky darkening and all this other stuff. That would definitely be referenced by Paul, but because it's not, it's more than likely legendary accretion rather than something that historically happened. So another piece of evidence that doesn't actually independently attest to a historical Jesus. Are you starting to notice a pattern here with all of these pieces of evidence for Jesus? All of them need the Gospels to exist in order for Jesus to exist.